we're going to learn about, or review, about coordinate plane. Coordinate plane. Now, some of you know some of this. Some of you will be like, oh, I thought I knew, but I was messing up. Some of you are like, what is this? It's all going to be good because it's great. There's going to be some new information, some review information for all of us. So it's great. Yes, and some of you have learned the hard way how to do it. Some of you, you know it, and some of you are still making mistakes. So this is, like I said, it's for all levels. Okay. I know there's going to be some new stuff, no matter what. Even though you're a pro, there's some new stuff in here. Okay, does anybody know what we call this line? X. That's why we're reviewing. So the horizontal line is always called your X. It's the first line. And so therefore, what do you call the vertical line? Y. Okay. So the vertical, this one's vertical, and it's a Y. Okay. Does anybody know what we call this middle dot right there in the middle, right in the middle, where the two intersect? It has a special name. The ordered pair would be 0, 0, right? 0, 0. That's the location, 0, 0. But it has a special name. The special name is called the origin. The origin. This is how you spell it. Origin. Okay, this is called the origin. So maybe you knew that, you forgot it, or this is brand new. So the 0, 0 is called the origin. It's like, where do you originate from? Origin. Right. Now, if you had Miss Kano last year, she taught you this. But maybe you forgot, and that's okay. They're called quadrants. There's 4 quadrants in a coordinate plane. Does that sound familiar? Okay, this one is called quadrant 1, and you use Roman numerals. Maybe she just used Roman numerals and didn't call it quadrant. So this is quadrant 1. This first part is quadrant 1. Then you go the opposite of a clock. This is quadrant 2. So Roman numero 2. So you're going to go the opposite of a clock, counterclockwise. So this is quadrant 2. This is quadrant 3. So 3 lines. And this is quadrant 4. So quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. We're good? Okay. Screenshot it, and then I'll ask for it later. And then you can switch over to this. We're okay? Quadrants? So in high school, they might ask you, okay, in what quadrant is this dot in? And then you'll look at the dot, and it'll be like right there. And you're like, oh, that's quadrant 3. Okay, tell me an ordered pair for quadrant 4. So you're like, oh, quadrant 4 over here. So you'll identify quadrants in high school. If not, next year in 8th grade. I'm not sure if they teach you this in 8th grade. Okay. We okay? We're okay with this? First part? Okay. So this is kind of like, Wendy, this is kind of already crowded. So the next part that I got to teach you, I'm going to draw another one. Yeah, I know in elementary school, some of you started graphing pictures.
Oh, now I remember. I remember we did a robot.
Yeah, so we'll do some holiday themed. If you're not able to do a holiday theme, let me know, and I'll give you something that's non-holiday theme.
When are we going to do that?
I'm thinking probably start it tomorrow or Wednesday. Yeah. X, Y. All right. And then I'm going to make a mistake right now. but it proves my point. Let's say you created the graph, or the graph that I give you is not numbered. So you have to number it. This is a mistake kids do. They number the boxes. Okay? Please do not number the boxes. This is incorrect. What should you number? The lines. The lines, right? So that's a mistake. Why? Because if you number the boxes, you don't know which line goes with the number. So you're going to put the number on top of the blue lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you number on top of the lines. So on X, if you go to the right, it's a positive number. If you go to the left, they're negative. So it's kind of hard, but just squeeze in your negatives on top of the line to the best of your ability. They kind of end up looking like dashes. And then if I go up on the Y, they are positives. And if you go down on the Y, negatives. And sometimes kids accidentally skip this first one. They skip this one, they make this one -1. It's like, no, don't, this one. Because it's kind of like a little squeeze in there, so be careful. We okay? Okay. So, when I give you an ordered pair, it's in the form of X, Y. So the first number I give you is X. The second number I give you is Y. Sometimes kids flip these. And it's like, no. First number tells you if you're going to go to the right or to the left. The second number tells you up or down. If it's a positive number on the Y, you're going to go up. If it's a negative number, you're going to go down. On the X, you go to the right if it's positive, to the left if it's negative. We'll go over it. Okay. Let's do point A is going to be 1, 3. You did this for homework, right? Some of you do a great job on it. Some of you, hey, más o menos. Okay, your first number is an X. It's positive, right? This is a positive number, so I'm going to go to the right because it's positive. My second number, which is my Y, is also positive, so that means I'm going to go up. Okay? So, you start on the origin 0, 0. My first number is a 1. So I'm going to go to 1 on the X. My second number is a 3, and it's positive, so I'm going to go up 3. 1, 2, 3. This right here is where letter A is. It's on the 1, then I go up 3. This is important for you to understand this so you can do the picture this week. This is where it's super important. The quadrants, it's a good intro, to have. Am I going to need this for this week? No. Are you going to need this for your next year in 9th grade? Yes. This is what I need you to know for today and tomorrow. How to plot these points. So 1, 3, go 1 and up to 3, and that's where you put your point. All right, let's do point B. Nice. Yeah, there's like a million different pictures out there. All right, B, your X is negative. So if it's negative, you're going to go to the left. That's a horrible arrow. The second number is -1. So because it's negative, you're going to go down. Negative, down. And sometimes, yeah. All right, so let's start it. So I'm going to start at the origin. I'm going to go to -3 on the left. There it is, right there. Then my second number is -1. So I'm going to go down to -1. Put a little dot right there, and that's letter B. So -3, -1. That's where I put my dot. It's where these two blue lines meet. That's where we put our dot. We okay so far? Again, for some of us, it's review. For others, it's like, oh, I see it. So some of you are like, I get it now, I hope. This is where kids mess up on these points with the zeros. This is the number one mistake we see as teachers. The zero. 0 is on your X. The 2 is on your Y. So if the 0 is on your X, you're not going anywhere. You're not going left or right because it's a 0. You don't move left or right. The 2 is a positive, so you're going to go up. So on the origin, I am not moving left or right. I'm not going this way because this number is a 0. This second number tells me to go up to 2. So it's on the actual y-axis, and that's where we're going to put the C. So right there. What do kids do accidentally? They put it on this line. Okay? So if the first number is a 0, then you're not moving left or right. The opposite would be this. Letter D. 5, 0. So this is your X, and this is your Y. Your X is positive 5, so you're going to go to the right. Your Y is 0, so that means you don't go anywhere. You don't go up or down. You just stay on the Y because it's a 0. So I'm going to go at the origin to 0. Then I'm going to go move to the right 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Second number is 0, so we just stay there. We just stay there. We write the D on the line. But unfortunately, some kids, they put it on this one. So these two are the ones that confuse most kids. Okay? Yes?
When I was walking into an 8th grade class,
Uh-huh.
they were pretty this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you'll see this again. Last year, I taught the 8th graders last year. We didn't do, Wendy, any graphing last year because of COVID. It's really hard to teach graphing distance learning. And since it's not 100%, 7th grade is just graphing here. This is what I'm supposed to be responsible for teaching. And I taught them Quadrant 1. But since we're live and you guys are super awesome, I'm going to teach you all of it. Because some of you have been exposed to 4, so why limit you? When we come back in like January, February, we're going to be graphing a lot. Like, I don't know when I'm going to... Okay. In January, February, I will be teaching you how to graph lines, Pedro, in Quadrant 1. And then in 8th grade, they teach you how to do lines all over the place. Today, and this week, we're learning about dots. Dots. All right.